Good evening and thank you for joining us on Politics on Sunday. I'm Adewole Lawrence, standing in for Femi Akonde, who is on official duty outside the country. We begin this evening with a closer look at Nigeria's political landscape as preparations heat up for the 2027 general election. Politicians across the country are already strategizing and positioning themselves for what seems to be a highly competitive race. Here in the heart of Abuja and across Nigeria, the air is already bustling with political activities ahead of the 2027 general elections. Though the polls are still 2 years away, politicians are wasting no time in preparing for the pivotal contest. From grassroots mobilization to party reorganization, the nation's political actors are leaving no stone unturned. Major political parties like the All Progressive Congress, People's Democratic Party, Labour Party, and others have begun internal restructuring, while some prominent politicians are intensifying consultations and alliances. Many aspirants, including the new faces and returning candidates, are actively engaging with stakeholders to solidify their chances. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission has reassured Nigerians of its commitment to free, fair, and credible elections. INEC has already stated reviewing its operations from the 2023 general elections to improve processes and adopt new technology. Despite this assurance, voter apathy and security concerns remain pressing issues. Citizens are urging politicians to prioritize issue-based campaigns rather than resorting to divisive rhetorics. To help us add perspective to this very important topic, we have the presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party in 2023 general election, Adewole Adebayo, who joins us via Zoom from Adama, Yola. Good evening, Mr. Adewole.
Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Yeah, well,
good evening to you.
Compliment of the season to you.
I wish you the best.
Yes. Okay. So let's just go straight into it. It's just by May 2025. It's going to be 2 years into this administration, but it looks as politicians are already doing the permutations, strategizing for 2027. It's looking like they're not even concerned about the governance of how this administration will roll. Do you think that, the 2027 general elections is too close, it's too early for us to start talking about, looking at that we still have 2 years left in this administration?
No, it's not too early. It depends on what activity one is engaging. It's a very big country. I'm in Adamawa State. I've been here for a couple of days now, and I've not even scratched the state on the surface. And Adamawa is just one of the 6 states in the northeast. We have northwest, which is larger. We have the north central. Then you have the entire south, southeast, southwest, south-south. So it's a very large country. Infrastructure is not that developed, and there is diversity in the country. So consultation is very important. Hearing people out is very important. And for politics is not the same thing as elections. So on many occasions, you want to engage with your party members. Sometimes you engage with the communities outside your party. Sometimes you need to win people over to your side. And this requires a lot of persuasion. So every community you go to, you need to go to another one, yet another one. So it's part of the process. The government should be governing. Meanwhile, what we are doing does not disturb the government. Sometimes it gives feedback to the government about how people are thinking. Like I just left Newman now to come back to Yola to do this interview with you. And I received a lot of information, which I think the government of the day needs to send people to Adamawa to come and hear what the people are saying. Because I think people are saying that this government is not doing well at all. And we're learning lessons from that.
Yeah, you talk about consultations, but it looks like, politicians are just going where they tend to get something. and when I say tend to get something, it's looking like almost every politician wants to be on the side of the ruling party. So you look at the case of what is happening probably in some states, for example, in River State, just some of those states and the cross-carpeting that is going on. And you want to ask yourself, is there a cause for concern why you feel that, politicians cannot be stable and stay on a course, being a viable opposition to the government of the day, holding them accountable?
Well, we are on the course. At least it's very hard for you to hear that there are people from the SDP crossing over anywhere. Those who are crossing around, they've been crossing for some time. They are known for that. In politics, everybody has their own mission. And we're not in the business of criticizing other people about their personal choices. The only person I'm qualified to criticize is the person who is in government, making decisions on behalf of the public, spending government money, public money, in public buildings, using public facilities. But any other person who is doing their own politics, I leave it to them. But we will never be one of those who will cross to join the ruling party. We will be, and will remain, those who are governing Nigeria for better governance. We are, as SDP, if you listen to Sheikh Musa Gabam, our chairman, listen to other people in the party, Dr. Agunloye, National Secretary, and many people in our party, our mission is to get a consensus across the country to say we need better governance in this country, and we need governance around Chapter 2 of the Constitution, around the manifesto of the SDP, and we are a little to the left. That's how we have been since our creation in the Third Republic. And what we are trying to do is to maintain a minimum contract with the people. And we are recruiting politicians who are not with us to say, you cannot have a period of every 4 years, you come and oppose somebody. 2015, Jonathan must go. We oppose Jonathan. We oppose Buhari. We now oppose Tinubu. No. You must have a governance consensus about good governance, security, welfare, investment in social investment for the people, balance the economy, strong naira, and low inflation and high employment. So you want to do all of that, and that is what we are going about doing. So we are not limited to those who have grievances against the government of the day, or those who are defecting from party to party. We welcome everyone, provided that you understand that the platform we are building now is a platform that wants to talk about consensus around governance, so that when the election is over, the people can be sure of the minimum dividends of democracy that is guaranteed.
Okay, so while we'll come back to the issue of politics, let's just delve into a bit of governance. You have spoken very loudly about some of the policies of this government, and you feel that what the government have on paper is different from what is on the streets of Nigeria. How do you think that government needs to start looking at what the people really want? I remember vividly you talking about the issue of the tax reform. I also remember vividly you talking about how the subsidy and the floating of the naira shouldn't have gone pari passu. Do you think that Nigerians, what do you think Nigerians should be expecting now, going to 2 years of this administration, that they are not saying?
It is my prayer, on behalf of the Nigerian people, and for the sake of Nigeria as a republic, that President Tinubu turns a new leaf. I hope that some benefits of the painful measures he's taken would go to the people. And I hope that he would hear more, that he will not be in a cocoon or a bubble, thinking that by juggling numbers and statistics, he's going to feel that he's helping the economy, that he will actually start to think in terms of how are the people faring, because the welfare of the people is the essence of the economy. So But we're also hoping that Nigerians will have hope that if the government of President Buhari Tinubu doesn't get it right, that is not the end of hope for Nigeria, and that they can invest their hope and trust in an alternative platform like ours and on alternative programs that we propose. So President Tinubu, I wish him every success in life and every success in his administration. I hope that he would occasionally go out and hear directly from the people. And the idea that Nigerians can wait for as long as it takes for your slow motion program to trickle down to them, I think it might be a big mistake, but I'm not in his party, I'm not his supporter, I'm not in his government. I only wish him well because he's the leader of Nigeria. But if he doesn't take the advice, if he persists the way he's going, and not understanding that people are dying, people are suffering, people are being left behind, and that there are measures he can take, which may not align with his Bretton Woods neoliberal approach to governance in the last 2 years, that may maybe look more like what SDP would do. If he can do those measures now,
all right,
people will be happy.
Okay, all right. Mr. Adewole, we'll come back to you. Just stay on the line. We'll come back to, we're going to commercial break. When we come back, okay, we're still live on Politics of Sunday, and we're talking about the road to 2027. And of course, I have with me on Zoom in Yola, Adewole Adebayo, who was, of course, the Social Democratic Party presidential candidate at the 2023 general elections. Mr. Adewole, I guess I still have you here.
Yes, you're correct.
All right. Okay. If you look at after the 2023 general elections, so many parties have gone to court. You have the likes of Labour Party, you have the likes of APGA, you have the likes of Accord, PDP. There's been that crisis in the political space of every political party in Nigeria. And that makes it very difficult for opposition party to be viable in the country. How do you think we need to start navigating all of these issues? Because there needs to be a viable opposition that can checkmate, the ruling party of the day.
Well, I think the political parties should learn from the SDP. After we had our primaries in 2022, no one went to court. All those who lost the election to me, lost the primary election to me, worked on my campaign. After the presidential election, we had many grievances with the result of the election, with the process, but we did not go to court against Tinubu or APC or INEC. We decided to learn our lessons, and those areas where INEC didn't do well, we have made advocacy about them. Those areas where we as a party should have expanded our base, work better, strengthen our structure, we're working on that. There is no challenge to the leadership of Shehu Gabam as national chairman. SDP has no case, either at national, zonal, state, or local government level. And we have participated in every governorship election since then. When we first cheated in Kogi, when we won and they robbed us, the candidates and the party branch in Kogi went all the way to the Supreme Court. We did not blackmail or blacklist anyone. And we have been engaging since then. And nobody in the leadership of our party has submitted his CV or resume to President Tinubu that we're looking for anything in his government. Offered, we are not interested. What we are interested is to build our party and to go across the country and unite the people of Nigeria and to see that the problems of the human development indices where we are lagging become part of why we do politics. And we are trying to build our own politics around the issues so that if we resolve these issues, our people can live well. So we are not part of those political parties that are in crisis or trying to join the big government or trying to destabilize anyone. What we are doing is building a large tent, calming our system down, and almost everybody I've come across in SDP is a nationalist. They want to do what is right. So starting from national chairman to the least person in the party, And that is the spirit. So if other political parties either decide to come and join us or at least resemble us in many ways, in the way they carry out their affairs, I think the opposition will be more viable, it will be stronger, and it will be based on issues, not based on sentiment, or negativity, ethnicity, religion, or religion. It will be based on the promises contained in our Constitution, in the fundamental objective and directive principle of state policy, that we are going to give security, welfare, and a robust economy to the Nigerian people. And that is the promise of SDP. So we are not involved in any crisis, and we don't have any factions.
Okay, while I understand you that SDP might not be involved in any political crisis, any political party crisis, you remember just last year there were already permutations are already going. Remember your party chairman met with the former governor of Kaduna State and some other political figures around the country, and they called themselves the alternative. Some persons felt that you should have been there as the SDP presidential candidate in 2023. So if, let me look at the two. You don't have political party crisis, but your party chairman is already meeting with some other political figures in the country. Are you worried about that?
No, he's doing what we elected him to do. Him to make the party stronger. He's a very young man with a lot of political experience. And many of the crises you find in politics today, he predicted them many years before and came to the SDP. So whatever he's doing is reporting back to the party. He is the number one functionary of the party. He's playing his own role. I am playing my own role. The person he went to meet, Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna, is a senior brother to me. He's a national asset. He's one of the few people in political life that you cannot say he's there for himself. And there are other people. So maybe some of the outings, sometimes you go and meet people who are well known to the media, and the media want to make speculation about them. But I just came back from Newman now, and I went to meet political leaders. Some of them are 80 years old. Many of them have been in politics since the First Republic. I went to meet with them. We kept the media outside. So we're talking to people. So it's not the only one who is talking. At lower level, many people are joining the party. So, and I welcome Governor El-Rufai to SDP. If he doesn't want to come early, I will go and make sure he comes. And we need many more people like that to join our party. Because what we want is a large party. You cannot doubt the capacity of El-Rufai. You cannot doubt his ability to work very hard when he wants to work very hard. You may have disagreement with him on many issues, but you cannot say you don't understand him. He's a man who can get a lot of things done. And we need to talk to people like that. So we're talking to other people whom the media may not be interested in. So it's not a personal agenda of national chairman. It's a mission, and he reports back regularly to the party. And we are also consulting with other people who don't want to be in the media. And we are consulting with ordinary Nigerians, because it is not El-Rufai that is going to save SDP or save the country. It is the people of Nigeria. And many people I've been in the north now for a few days, people are listening to El-Rufai, people are listening to other people. And there are so many people who are even in the ruling party who say, why are you neglecting us? We want to talk to you as well. Because if anybody loves Nigeria, he needs to know that coming together to get our politics right is the right thing for us to do now. So the SDP is not anti-Tinubu. SDP is anti-underdevelopment, anti-poverty, anti-insecurity, anti-devalued currency, anti-lack of transparency and wastefulness. We're anti-unemployment. And Tinubu just happens to produce a lot of those things now. And so sometimes when we talk about it, it will look like, oh, we are against the president. But we'll be talking about this thing for a long time. Even under President Buhari, even under President Jonathan.
Yes,
so we are consistent about
you said
that matter to us.
You said the SDP is not anti-Tinubu, but you are outside the policy. How do you differentiate the man from the policy that he's making?
It's because the policies outdated Tinubu. We started this journey from SAP, and we developed our currency, we did so many other things, and we went, when PDP was in government, they did a lot of good things, but there are some things they did that I didn't agree with, in terms of how they did not give industrial capacity to the country. Even many of the enterprises that they privatized did not start to function well, and we are leaving a lot of people behind. Our textile industry is gone. Our petroleum industry is just about to start rebooting now after 2 decades of doldrum. Our agriculture is not working. So it doesn't matter that President Tinubu is there now. Whoever is there now, our criticism will be the same. But many people are disappointed that President Tinubu, whom they thought would be able to do very good work, has not managed to show that. But I'm not disappointed. That was why I opposed him. That's why I ran against him last time. And that's why I'm going to run against him now if the opportunity comes my way. The issue is that speaking against traffic jam doesn't mean you hate drivers. Speaking against hunger doesn't mean you hate the Minister of Agriculture. Speaking against poor grades doesn't mean you hate the Minister of Education. It's that these are things we shouldn't have. I don't like epileptic power supply, but it doesn't mean I hate the minister in charge of power. It's just that these are not good things to have. So the president is making a lot of Nigerians poor, is leaving millions behind, and a lot of money is being spent in the budget and outside the budget, which are not reflecting on the welfare of the people. It doesn't matter who is there. These are not good things. And these are things even the president himself, President Tinubu, when he was in opposition, campaigned against. And I believe that in his heart of heart, he should not be satisfied. I don't think that his vision for himself is that 2 years after being in power, people will still be shouting hunger everywhere, other development will be everywhere, unemployment will be everywhere, the currency will be so badly damaged to this point, the inflation will be going to almost to the middle of a double digit. So I don't think he wants all of that. And I believe that he'll probably be struggling on his own, trying to figure out how to right some of this wrong. And our job is to provide alternatives, because there are certain easy options, viable options that President Tinubu is not considering, which shows to me that he has given serious thoughts to the method he's using now. And he genuinely believes, even though wrongly, that these methods are going to work. I hope they work, but I know that historically they've never worked. And I'm trying to prepare Nigerians for an alternative that will be better than this. But I wish the president well, and I pray for him every day. I tell everybody, if you want to pray for anybody in this country, before you pray for me, pray for President Tinubu, because anything he does has effect on the security of Nigerians, on the welfare of Nigerians, and the progress of the country. However, when he's having wrong-headed policies, it is my duty to point them out. Not only that, it is my duty to provide alternatives to Nigerians and demonstrate to Nigerians that these alternatives are better, and that when next you have an opportunity, just walk away from Tinubu and APC and their policies. For the sake of your children and grandchildren, seek alternatives, consider the SDP and our platform.
All right,
There's no enmity in that.
All right, thank you very much, Prince Adewole Adebayo, the Social Democratic Party presidential candidate at the 2023 general elections. Thank you for your insight on the show. Thank
you, Adewole. God bless Nigeria.
Yeah, God bless you. And that's our show for today. You can watch a repeat at 11 p.m. tonight. Thanks, everyone, and have a good night rest. Bye for now.